Apologies for the text-to-speech synthesis, pronunciation analysis in the conversion process of the text input from my linguistic tone or pitch, which may not be accurate in the making of this video. Alphabet, letters, vowels and consonants formed into words, into sentences, into paragraphs and made into books, spoken, signed, whispered, written and printed. From friendly advice to impassioned speeches, from dusty volumes to daily tabloids, messages are sent and received, with each sender trying to impart knowledge and wisdom. Woven into the human fabric is the desire to learn and to understand. Our mindsets sets us apart from animals, and we analyze, we conceptualize, we theorize, we discuss, we debate everything from science to the supernatural. We even build schools and institutes and universities where we learn professors that can teach us about the world and about life. People, knowledge is good, but sometimes there is a vast difference between knowledge, that is having the facts, and wisdom, that is applying the facts to life. We may amass knowledge, but without wisdom our knowledge is useless, and we must learn how to live out what we know. In the Bible, the wisest man who ever lived was called Solomon. He left us a legacy of written wisdom in 3 volumes, that is Proverbs, Ecclesiasticus and the Songs of Song. In these books, under the inspiration of the Holy Spirit, he gives practical insights and guidelines for life. Solomon writes, "The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but the fools despise wisdom and instructions." Proverbs 1 verse 7. And then he proceeds to give us hundreds of practical examples on how to live according to godly wisdom. Proverbs chapter 1. The Proverbs of Solomon, the son of David, the king of Israel. To know wisdom and instructions, to perceive the words of understanding, to receive the instructions of wisdom, justice and judgment and equity, to give subtlety to the simple, to the young man knowledge and discretion. A wise man will hear and will increase learning, and a man of understanding shall attain wise counsels. To understand a proverb and the interpretation, the words of the wise and the dark sayings, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise the wisdom and instructions. My son, hear the instructions of thy father, and forsake not the law of thy mother, for they shall be an ornament of grace unto thy head, and chains about thy neck. My son, if sinners entice thee, consent thou not. If they say, Come with us, and let us lay wait for blood, let us lurk privily for the innocent without cause. Let us swallow them up alive as the grave, and whole as they go down into the pit. We shall find all precious substance, and we shall fill our houses with their spoil. My son, walk not thou in the way with them, refrain thy foot from their paths. For their feet run to evil, and make haste to shed blood. Surely in vain the net is spread, and in the sight of any bird. And as they lay wait for their own blood, they lurk privily in their own lives. So are the ways of every one that is greedy of gain, which taketh away the life of the owners thereof. Wisdom crieth without, she uttereth her voice in the streets. She crieth in the chief place of the concourse, in the openings of the gates, in the city where she uttereth her words, saying, How long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity? And the scorners delight in their scorning, and the fools hate knowledge. Turn you at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you, and I will make known my words unto you. Because I have called, and ye refused, I have stretched out my hands, and no man regarded. But ye have said naught all my counsel, and would none of my reproof. I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. And when fear cometh as desolation, and your destructions cometh as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish cometh upon you, Then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me. For that they hated knowledge, and they did not choose to fear the Lord. They would none of my counsel, they despise all my reproof. Therefore shall they eat of the fruit of their own way, and be filled with their own devices. For turning away of the simple shall slay them, and the prosperity of fools shall destroy them. But whoso hearkeneth unto me shall dwell safely, and shall be quiet from the fear of evil. What the book of Psalms is to a devotional life, the book of Proverbs is to everyday life. This book is not just a collection of homey sayings, it is a collection of deep spiritual insight drawn from everyday life experiences. Solomon was the third king of Israel, and he was son of a great king, son of the great King David, who reigned during Israel's golden age. When God asked Solomon what he wanted, Solomon requested wisdom. You pick the story up in 1 Kings chapter 3 verses 5 to 14. And God was pleased with that request, that he gave him not only wisdom, but he gave him great riches, he gave him power, and he gave him an era of peace. During this era of peace, Solomon built a glorious temple in Jerusalem. And you can pick the story up in 1 Kings chapter 6, where he wrote most of the book of Proverbs, and you can read his profile in Kings chapter 5. Tallulah thanks you for watching, and be blessed.